Christmas, Uncle! Alter the Dominant Ego Man, Merry Christmas! Bah, humbug! Christmas is a humbug! Christmas a humbug? You don't mean that, Uncle. I do. What right do you have to be merry? You're poor enough. Well, what right do you have to be dismal and morose? You're rich enough. If I had my way, every idiot that goes around with Merry Christmas on his lips should be buried with a stake of holly through his heart. Well, Uncle, I have always thought of Christmas time as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time, when men and women seem by one consent to open their shut-up hearts freely and to think of people below them as if they were really fellow passengers to the grave and not just another race of creatures bound on other journeys. Therefore, I say to you, God bless it. It has done me good. Well, nephew, I will say you speak eloquently. Maybe you should go into politics. But I'll leave you with one word, and that is humbug. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Jazz Rant. Season's greetings. Yeah, I hope you like that exchange between myself and the Alter Dominant Ego Man. That was from the Dickens novel, A Christmas Carol. And, you know, I had an interesting challenge this month. I was accompanying a choral group, and they were going to sing Mariah Carey's version of a song called All I Want for Christmas Is You. And after playing the song, I said to myself, well, I really like this song. It's a good song. It's well written. Maybe I can play this on the piano. But how do you translate a vocal song to the piano? In other words, you have to bring out the piano's strengths. What is it that makes the piano stand out? You cannot duplicate what a singer can do. So I did some things like creating octaves and some different techniques that I'm going to show you in this video. So here we go now with a song for Christmas called All I Want for Christmas Is You. Now I want to show you what I did to take on this, what I would call a challenge, to try to play a solo piano arrangement of a song that was a vocal. And Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is a vocal tune. Now how are you going to translate a vocal tune to the piano? Well, you really can't. I mean, you know, you can only say what are the strengths of the piano and try to bring those out. So I knew a couple of things that, in other words, I can play arpeggios on that on the ballad, the opening section, and a singer can't do that, you know. pianist is the only was the only instrument that can do that exactly in that way with the sustain pedal, you know. So you want to do that. You want to do that on a piano because you want to show off the instrument and what it can do, what it's capable of doing. But I also want to try to take this song, which I think is a good song. I wouldn't have done this if I didn't think it was a good composition. So I credit the composers, the two composers of this, and so I thought about it and I said, well, now the only way I'm going to get a big sound on the melody is to play octaves, and that's something that you can do on a piano. You can do it like this. That's how I played the melody, in octaves with the two hands. Now, you would have the most fluidity or flexibility with the two hands to get a legato sound. If you're going to try to do it in one hand, you're not going to get the legato sound the same way as you will, because you have to release the pedal. You can't just, it gets too muddy if you hold the pedal down. But I can get a fairly legato sound between the two hands playing an octave. That's legato, see? This would be staccato. I'm getting, they're sustained. Now I can do the other thing that you can do on a piano. I can go up an octave so you can get this sound. Or I can go up an octave and get this sound. In other words, those are all strengths that you have on a piano that you don't have on any other instrument. Now, yeah, I know that string instruments like violins and so on, cellos and violas and guitars all can play octaves, and they can play, fifths and different things, the combination of notes. But the piano is the only instrument that can play a lot of notes and octaves, and play melodies, complicated melodies in octaves. So that's what I tried to do on both the solo and on the main section of the melody, is to play in octaves and just to interpret it in my own way. Now, you can't phrase the way a singer's going to phrase. I can't phrase like her on a piano. I can't do that phrasing and all that sort of thing. But you can do individual, and you can do this sort of, the 16th triplets you can do, or eighth note triplets, I guess they are. You can do those easily on. It's not easy, but you can learn to do that, and that's a pianistic type of thing that you can do. So that's how I approached this song, was to go with the strengths of the piano, which is the octaves, and you can make it big sounding like, you can do these big sounds. You can do sounds that are big between octaves in both hands, you can do that, or you can do this type of thing, and it sounds great on a piano. Okay, so wrapping up, I want to just give you stress the importance of learning to play in octaves. You can create exercises for yourself, whether they be scales, or arpeggios, or just like this. You can do it to spread it out a little bit. That kind of thing. Now, this is a unique sound that only the piano can get. And also, if you're playing in a band and it gets really loud and it comes up to a piano solo, what are you going to do? You're not going to get heard. But if you play octaves, you're going to get heard. I've experienced that many times in a band where say it's loud and you want the piano to really sing out. Well, look, you can get this kind of a sound. Boy, that's an advantage that no other instrument quite has that advantage. Trumpet can play loud, saxophone can play loud, a guitar player can play loud, but a pianist is limited. You can turn your amp up, but it's still, you're going to get a really big sound doing this. That's a big sound, or even this. Big sound that only a piano can get that sound. Signing off from the Jazz Rants. Thanks so much for listening. Wishing you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, season's greetings, whatever it is you're celebrating at this festive season, and we'll see you next time around. Until then, I will say in the words of my great friend Hermie Dressel, who's celebrating upstairs, and he said this: swing loose, and we'll see you next time around. Bye-bye.